don't see anything why his continued detention. Quite frankly. Especially as the law, the courts have granted him bail. Government must obey the law. Rule of law is an intrinsic asset that we must cherish and live with. And I've said I'm going to discuss with every agitator. And I use the same opportunity to play to government to ensure that all those who are in similar conditions are released and discussed with. We're a democratic government. We shouldn't be doing things that are arbitrary and not within the law.
This message is for the President of Nigeria, Tinubu. Tinubu, I want you to please release Nnamdi Kanu in this year, 2025. Tinubu, I'm very sure that if Nnamdi Kanu is from Yoruba, you for don't release him since. Tinubu, let me ask you this question. This insecurity that is happening in this East, slaughtering of people, insecurity sharing abroad in this East under the name of release Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu, I want to ask you a question. And all the Igbos or Igbo has come and beg you, but you refuse that you not release Nnamdi Kanu. Now let me ask you a question. If say na Yoruba land, maybe Nnamdi Kanu is from Yoruba and the owner arrest Nnamdi Kanu and the insecurity start in Yoruba land because of the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, and the elders of Yorubas has come and beg you to release him. Insecurity everywhere, shared abroad in Yoruba land. I know that you will release him immediately, but you don't care because this thing is not happening in Yoruba land, it's happening in Igbo. If say that this insecurity, trouble, shared abroad that is happening in Igbo land, now Yoruba land where this thing happen, you for don't release Nnamdi Kanu. Or if you say Nnamdi Kanu is from Yoruba land, and all this insecurity and chain abroad that is going on in this Igbo land here under the name of release Nnamdi Kanu, I know say if say na Yoruba land where this kind of thing happen, Tinubu, you will release him immediately. If say Nnamdi Kanu is a Hausa man, I know say what I'm. If say Nnamdi Kanu is Hausa man, this message is from the President of Nigeria, President Tinubu Jagaban. Jagaban, please, I want you to release Nnamdi Kanu in this year, 2025. Nnamdi Kanu has been in DSS cell for many years. Release him. Mr. President Tinubu, I want to ask you this question. If Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man, I know that you for all release him since. Tinubu, if you say Nnamdi Kanu is from Yoruba land or Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man, if say na Yoruba land where this insecurity where they happen in Igbo land, insecurity everywhere, confusion everywhere in Igbo land because of Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of many groups of people call themselves non-government are saying that if they don't release Nnamdi Kanu, there will be no peace in Igbo land. And a lot of fraud is too much. Tinubu, if you say na Yoruba land where this kind of thing they happen, and they are telling you to release this Yoruba man where they for sale, if you don't release him, insecurity will start happening in Yoruba land. And everywhere, we have insecurity everywhere. Tinubu, I know say you for don't release him since, so that there will be peace in your land. But Igbo, all the elders of Igbo have begged you, you refuse. Tinubu, if you say na Yoruba's elders come beg you to release their son where una arrest, I know say you for don't release him since because Nnamdi Kanu is a Igbo man. That is why he's still in this DSS cell. If you say Nnamdi Kanu is a Hausa man that is fighting for the freedom of Hausa people, I know say for now una for don't release him. Or if you say Nnamdi Kanu is a Fulani man that is fighting for the freedom of Fulani. I know say when I found don't release him. Even Fulani people that is fighting to take over Nigerians, their sponsors, they never arrest their sponsors. And all of you know their sponsors. I don't want to go their side. But because of Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man, when I leave him, I abandon that praise. Mr. President, I'm telling you as a messenger of God, please release Nnamdi Kanu so that there will be peace in Igbo land. Mr. President, release him. If you claim that you want peace in Igbo land, you for don't release him since. You for don't release him since. Sending soldiers and jet fighters, fighter jet in Igbo land will not bring peace because of Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing that will bring peace is for you people to release him, call him, know how you people will solve this problem to bring peace. That is the only thing that will bring peace in Igbo land. But without it, jet fighter will not bring peace in Igbo land. Soldiers, python dance, the power of them will not bring peace in Igbo land. Only peaceful talk will bring peace. Release him, and two of you, all of you, will sit down on table and talk one-on-one to know how to settle this. I'm not happy for all this thing that is happening in Igbo land. Slaughtering of police and soldiers. All these police and soldiers, they are a human being. They have family. I'm not in support of all this thing. Because the Bible said thou shalt not kill. I'm not in support of this thing. Slaughtering of Igbos in Igbo land is too much. I'm not happy. I'm not happy for this thing that is happening in Igbo land. Killing of police and soldiers. Burning their police station. Killing them. I'm not in support of that. Killing innocent Igbos. Do you know how many Igbos that have been died because of the issue of the release Nnamdi Kanu? I'm not in support of that. God is against slaughtering people. Bible said I shall not kill. I'm not in support of that. Mr. President, please release Nnamdi Kanu. Let us know what is happening in Igbo land. During the presidential election in Nigeria, people believe that when Peter Obi go win, he will release Nnamdi Kanu from DSS cell. But he won, they no give him because he's an Igbo man. If them allow Peter Obi to rule Nigeria, Peter Obi for don't release Nnamdi Kanu since. And if you say Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man, Peter Obi for don't release him since. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to everybody. May the peace of the Lord be with you. As we round up this night of tribute, let it be known to all men that life is an inexplicable pattern of mystery, where no man knows when he was born and when he will die. And this notorious fact is deeply rooted in the fact that every man is created by God with his works, and the talent are the guides. For no man can grow above or beyond his destiny. For every man's destiny has a relationship with God. So let it be with Ifeanyi Ubah. Let it be with the Nnewi-born politician. Let it be with our brother. Let it be with the great philanthropist, the great leader, the motivator. Let it be the lover of mankind and citizen of humanity. May his soul rest in peace. And to you, the Ubahs, madam, and your lovely children particularly, I have not died before, and I don't intend to die soon. But let me say something, that I do know that the Ikemba Ojukus, the Kwemes, and these great leaders of note who have left us, since the spirit never dies, I'm sure, they are having meetings somewhere. And I can only imagine what kind of meeting is saying. And their meeting is Igbo. And Igbo, hear me, what is the likely thing these leaders are discussing now, including the youngest of them all, Ifeanyi Ubah. The question they're asking, Igbos, why do you play the politics of hate? Why do you hate one another? Ojukwu recalled his quarrels with Ekweme, and now they say it is vanity. Iwanyan recalled his
quarrels with them. Now they are in one place. And so, they are asking Igbos, may you embrace peace. Another thing that happened that is common with these great men is that before the death of Iwanyanwu made a plea to Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ezife went to Villa and begged Nigerian nation. Ifeanyi made a statement in the same line. I want to say to you, my brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Senate President, convey this one message on behalf of these Igbos who are seated, that the best way to honor this great young man is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So that the Igbos can go home and reorganize their place. And I know you, Senator Akpabio, that even if you don't want to do it, send this message. For the sake of your wife, who is our daughter, send this message and get us a result. Or else, your wife is not too far from taking back home. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we are particularly happy that you are always coming to associate yourself with things like this. Nigeria still remains very grateful. Thank you, and God bless all of you. My people, my people.
That's the matter on ground here today. And you know, he's been one that's been lingering, and he's been in custody and detention for a long time right now. And right now, what do you make of the court's ruling? First, freeing Nnamdi Kanu last week, and now the Attorney General has really filed another matter of stay of execution. Will you kindly give us an interpretation of these two matters, which are legally inclined?
First of all, I think that the federal government should not posture themselves as one that disobeys court order. It will be a very wrong signal they are sending to the Nigerian public. If a court as high as the appeal court gave a judgment and say discharged, you are discharged from this, the first thing is the interpretation, you are freed from this. Now perhaps they forgot to add acquitted. That would have closed the door finally. But in their sense of responsibility, they still think that other facets of that case can go on, which means that Nnamdi Kanu should have been freed from detention and attend the other proceedings from his house as a free man. So what politics are they bringing into this thing? Do they want me to teach them law? A law officer of the Federal Republic. What is discharged to him? They shouldn't play politics. Meanwhile, 2 days ago, we are told that some Boko Haram members who were arrested, never charged to court, who are fighting war against their own country, who are supposed to face trial for treason, high treasonable felony, but we are not so done. We are freed, sent to amnesty camp. Nnamdi Kanu, in the lower court, is facing or faced trial of treasonable felony equal to what the other guys who were freed.
Which guys are you referring to now?
The Boko Haram people,
okay,
who were freed and sent to amnesty camp to be rehabilitated. Does their crime Is their crime lower than another? Is there any lower treason and another higher treason? Is it not the same thing? So they should not bring politics into this, and they should not overheat the politics. To me, even if they have filed a case of a stay of action, does it stop the discharge of Nnamdi Kanu? Stay of action, please, court, I want you to give approval to our application that this man should not be discharged, and until the court so hold the previous judgment still subsists. In other words, the judgment of the Court of Appeal still subsists.
So why did the court actually say discharge and did not add the word acquitted?
In the wisdom of their lordships, they have, if you read that judgment, very fine. In fact, that is one of, I would say, the best, because I'm yet to read others.
Okay.
Very fearless. It brought to the fore some elements. You know, when you are charging something to court, there are some elements where that offense was committed, the date, and all that. These things were lacking, and yet a lower court went on. These are the things the lower court would have corrected ab initio, but they didn't do. The Court of Appeal, in their wisdom, pointed out this, and also stated that even the attempt from Kenya was illegal under international law. So what are they going to appeal? That judgment was good, very sound. At least it's a guiding principle, and I'm sure too it will stand as precedent in times to come.
So what message do you think the federal government, in your interpretation right now, what message do you think the federal government is really sending to the public? And you talked about politics being brought into this.
Yes.
Will you kindly elucidate on how this matter has really brought, or how politics has been brought into this matter of Nnamdi Kanu being freed and acquitted?
Yes, what I am afraid is that the federal government, by their actions since the judgment of the Court of Appeal, by their actions and body movement, is showing that they are intransigent and recalcitrant to obeying court orders. The first thing they would have done is free. Discharge means freedom. Acquitted means every other subsisting charges concerning this is closed. But they say free him first. Let him attend to the other ones as a free man. So not to free him means that ab initio they have something beyond the charges they filed against him in the first place. I recall too, this issue has gone beyond the shores of Nigeria. You recall about some 3-4 months ago, the United Nations Human Rights Council, in their wisdom, gave the federal government 6 months to release Nnamdi Kanu. It is there. And so when federal government will now begin to give other interpretation as if acquittal is heavier than discharge. I mean, you now see politics coming in. Discharge. Oh, because acquittal is not there. What is acquittal? So they should handle so that it will not stir up. You know, so many people still think that this country is highly balkanized. So many people are keeping it to their chest that, look, this country is being controlled by a section of it. For we in the Niger Delta, we look at the map. If you take the map of Nigeria, Niger Delta very small, carrying the weight of the whole country on their head, and no one cares. So they should look seriously so that this issue will not be another issue that will bring trouble to Nigeria.
Talking about looking at it seriously, and you mentioned along the line of politics now and how this may affect political proceedings in Nigeria. We're gearing towards the 2023 elections, right? And we know that the person of Nnamdi Kanu has great influence, if not all over the world, mostly in the southeast and also in Nigeria here today. Do you think the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu may affect the elections in the southeast in 2023?
Well, I am not a soothsayer. I not also gifted with being a clairvoyant, a clairaudient, or clairsentient. I'm not a spiritist, but like opinions have been boiling since the development. The Ohanes and Igbo issued a statement yesterday, and other facets. Outside Nigeria, people have also been sending, the social media is trending, is awash with various opinions, pointing to the fact that if court orders, when a court gives an order and the federal government openly refuses to obey the order, then people will do what they want to. The confidence they have will win. Now this is, and it is coming at a time when Nigerians are preparing for an election. What we needed is things that will smooth the way. It's not something that will keep people in doubt. If, for example, you refuse to release Nnamdi Kanu when a court has said so, his people may not be willing to go and vote. His friends may not be willing to support. But if he's released, for example, people will be happy. And perhaps a statement from him that people should go and vote any person of their like. We ginger, we make the whole thing very, very smooth and sweet. And it will mean that the promise of the president at the United Nations that he will hand over to Nigeria in a free and fair and troubleless transition will come to fulfillment. With the refusal to release Nnamdi Kanu in accordance with the judgment of a court of appeal, will, for me, expose the president and all that, that while they made promises at the United Nations, they already have storm. They put storm on the way so that they will say, it's not my cause, so I was ready to hand over, but these people are the cause.
Okay.
I don't understand. We want to avoid all those things. If now they release him and now they are in appeal in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says he should be arrested and he must face his judgment, his proceedings. That is an order from another court. That is a superior court to the one that gave the the former order. Then people will know that it is a counter order from a superior court.
All right.
Is that point clear?
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So I will just say that they should not send a signal while we wait for a smooth transition. Other things should not come up to truncate that promise.
Please just make sure you subscribe. You click on the subscribe button at the top after you watch the video. Thank you all. Thank you. I appreciate you all.